no sports with audiences until maybe the end of the year. And by end of the year, he meant like November, December time.
If we then, let's say it gets to its peak in about 8 weeks like they predicted, and then it starts coming down, we still have to be within our houses even after it's coming down, because the reality, even if it comes down, it can still spike back up again. Welcome back to the MVP podcast. I'm here with Naeem, the dream. What are you saying, big man?
I'm back, man. It's been a long time.
It's been a minute. You fully quarantined yourself, haven't you?
It has to be done, man. It has to be done. But then again, everyone's got to follow the advice. It's not just me. Everybody's got to do it, man. You and all of our viewers and followers, the whole world, man. Just do what the government's saying, and we'll be good, hopefully.
Where we go. Do you know what? I never in my life did I think that it was going to get this bad.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what it is? I think when you're in a country like ours, where we're not used to having struggles, we're not used to having third world struggles. You know, you don't think that these things will ever hit you guys because, you know, we're not used to having like war-torn things. We're not used to having like a lack of clean water, lack of supplies. And we see this on the TV all the time in the Middle East and Africa and all these other places. But we don't see it here, and we think we're immune from that kind of thing. Yeah. And then when it hits you, you're like, damn it, you know, that's when you realize about God. That's when you realize about faith. That's when you realize about trust. That's when you realize you've got to be humble, man.
Yeah.
That's when you realize, no matter how rich or poor you are, like, you got to realize, man, anything can hit you at any time.
Exactly.
It's a wake-up call, bro.
It's a massive wake-up call. It's a massive wake-up call. And what scares me the most is the fact that since this has happened, we have no idea what we're supposed to do.
This is the thing, you know. This is the thing. Governments are just I think they're winging it. They're doing the best they can, but it's all on the fly. They're not fully prepared for an emergency like this because we're not used to it. As I said, we're not used to it.
Yeah. The funny thing is, the own Bill Gates. That's what I'm talking about. He did a TED talk years ago talking about how we're more prepared for war, like modern warfare, as opposed to a bio outbreak. And he said it. And he even said, I'm going to put money towards trying to make sure that we have the correct facilities and the correct staff to be able to tackle something like this. But I don't think.
But then again,
there's no way
I don't know.
To prepare for something like this. You could never prepare for something like this.
I don't know, man. I'm a conspiracy theorist. I got my own theories as well, which I'm not going to get into. But I've seen some other stuff. I've seen some other stuff about him as well. That he's got he's preparing some vaccine where it's like a global ID tag where essentially it's a vaccine you have to take. Everybody has to take it. And essentially they've got you. So, and he's the one who's funding that as well. So as good as he is, you know, who knows, man? Who knows what's what? I don't know.
Let's not go into that one too much.
No, we're not gonna. We'll stop it there.
How's life without football?
Do you know what? I've not missed sports that much yet. I'll be honest with you. I've been so busy with other stuff. Yeah, genuinely.
Really?
I've not had a chance to miss sports like I would at the beginning. And don't forget, it has been, for us in the UK, it has been about 3 weeks now, I'd say, since this kind of started. Football finished on March the 9th.
Yeah. That
first weekend, I was upset because Man United were playing Tottenham. They've got loads of injuries. We were on good form. So I was upset from that week. But after that, really, I've not really had a chance to be upset about football or basketball or even like boxing well, the one I am a bit upset about is the Khabib fight because
I think everyone
it looks like that Tony Ferguson's still gonna fight, but it looks like he's not fighting Khabib. So that's upsetting because that event is still happening, but it's with somebody different, which is a bit annoying. But that's the only thing I'm really like a bit upset about. The rest of it, I think maybe maturity's kicked in and I've realised that things are bigger than sports, man. Things are bigger than football and you know, and I think it's all about family and just staying safe. And I think that's why that's kind of for me number one right now. Sports, it's just, I suppose the good thing is that I'm seeing a lot of throwback and it's like kind of refreshing my memory and like for example, I saw a video about Adriano yesterday, and I was like,
oh my God,
my guy,
yeah, I see
Adriano
him.
was my guy.
Oh my God, you know,
I forgot all about him for a second.
You know, kids this generation will not know just how fleeting he was. He came and disappeared as quickly as
I know. He didn't have a long enough prime.
He was there for like according to the video that I watched yesterday, it was between 2004 to 2006, roughly.
And then his dad, I basically read the full story yesterday. His dad died, and after his dad died, everything spiraled out of control for him. And Zanetti and the CEO of Inter basically tried their best to be like big brother figures to him and support him, but it just took a toll on him because his dad was the guy that was always reining him back, just like a lot of us, man. It's that father figure. It's your dad or someone like your dad, an uncle or somebody that reins you in when you're not doing something as a man. And I think for him, that was the figure. It was his dad. And then his dad passed away suddenly in Brazil. And the talent and everything, he wasn't bothered. He was just drinking to go to sleep. I was reading he was crying himself to sleep. And it was quite sad, really, man. It was really sad. And like you say, man, kids of today won't know how this guy was here. He was like Fat Ronaldo, the original Ronaldo, R9. He was that guy that was going to not overtake him, but the closest Brazilian to get to that level, they were saying. It never panned out, man.
His left foot was the truth, man.
I saw this it was like a chip shot, stub shot, I think, with his left foot. Like it was like trying to like dink it or something. Just like kind of like poke it, like a poke. And it was with so much power. I was like, what?
He is. He was that good. He was that good. But let's get into the video. Do you know what? Can I just say I have missed sports a lot more now than I would have, let's say, in the summer holidays. So do you know a lot of people have said like, oh, but there's always a period in the summer where there's no football going on. So what do you do then?
Yeah.
The reality is you're mentally more prepared for that.
I think, yeah, exactly. I agree.
And because of the summer, more times than not, even in the country, I'm abroad.
Yeah, you've got things to do.
There's always something to do. What kills it now more than anything is the fact that I'm at home with nothing to do. That's what's killing it. So I'm keeping myself busy in other ways, and I think I'm doing a lot better than I could be. But
that's good.
I can't help but think if we had sports in our life still, this would have been a million times easier.
Well, it would help. It would help the sports fans get through a little bit because, like for example, like us, it'd give us good content to talk about, up-to-date content. It'd obviously give a lot of people happiness knowing their teams are playing again and things like that. But at the same time, it's safety and it's all of that. Like for example, I don't know if you've seen already. Just we're filming this around about 2:30 on a Thursday. The Belgian league just got announced that it's finished now. They've cancelled the season, or they've basically said that's it. The season's done with now. Club Brugge is getting the title. They've announced because I think they were ahead. I haven't had a look at all the stats, but they were ahead. They're getting given the title. Season's over. So they realise that this pandemic is bigger than we think, and there's no point bringing football back to closed doors, for example, or to just to bring it back later on and then jeopardize next season. I was actually speaking to a customer. I think it was the day before yesterday, Monday. I think it was Monday or Tuesday, and basically what he was saying to me was that from some things he was reading, apparently football is going to be and sports are going to be behind closed doors until maybe the end of the year. Now he said he read the coronavirus bill, which is like 370 pages long. Yeah, he said he read like most of it. He was still finishing reading it, but he was telling me that basically no sports with audiences until maybe the end of the year. And by end of the year, he meant like November, December time.
I was thinking that as well because for one, it doesn't seem like it's slowing down anytime soon. And I thought the fear is that even if it comes down, if we then, let's say it gets to its peak in about 8 weeks like they predicted, and then it starts coming down, we still have to be within our houses even after it's coming down, because the reality, even if it comes down, it can still spike back up again. Exactly. Everyone starts going to the park again and go back to work and stuff. So I think it's a measure you have to take, because sports is one thing that brings so many people together.
I agree. I agree.
I think that's the scary part of it all. But I already have my mind set on the fact that everything will be behind closed doors. As a matter of fact, I believe that it'll be behind closed doors until they find a vaccine.
Really?
Yeah.
I think, to be honest with you, it's safer.
Way too dangerous. This is way too dangerous.
Safer.
And can I start? I'm a science teacher, right? But before I'm a science teacher, I'm a scientist. I've done loads of research in my time, right? I hate the people that keep saying, and Danny is one of them, saying that the common flu kills 17,000 people, blah, 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 blah. So, I looked it up because I was like, I have to have a comeback because I know it's not true. The common flu only accounts for like 0.1% of deaths.
Okay.
The coronavirus currently is trending upwards towards 5. That means it's 50 times more dangerous than the common cold. People keep assuming the number that they've thrown now is a year's worth. We are on like, I don't even know what the number is. And that's over the space of like a month. Where we're in thousands. So I need people to get away from this idea that, well, the common cold is more dangerous, so we should just get on with our normal lives. And the reality is no, it's irresponsible. And this is why all these, like, the last thing any club wants to do is to lose money.
Yeah.
I don't even believe that owners care about the fans so much as they care about their own money. So the fact that they are forced to close it down and extend this closure really speaks volumes to me. If they're losing money because of it, to me that it's not something.
Yeah, exactly. I agree, man. And I think at the end of the day, safety is the most important thing. And you know, I didn't think of it like that with the vaccine. I think that probably is the responsible thing to do. And I think it's the job of UEFA, FIFA, the Premier League, and all of these leagues to kind of step up and say, look, this is the plan. If we want to play, it's behind closed doors until the vaccine comes around. Because, like you say, man, Old Trafford, 76,000 people may not even have the virus. Maybe 10% have it. 10% then becomes, you've seen the stats, what you can do in 2 days, 5 days, 30 days.
Exactly.
You know, before you know it, we're talking millions of people that have got the virus who didn't have the virus.
Yeah.
And then people flying in and out of the country, if they start opening up the airports again for domestic travel and for general travel and commercial and whatnot. So I think you're spot on, man. I think that's what I think would be the best thing to do as well. Yeah. Is just, if you want to bring it back, make sure all the players are tested. Yeah. All the players, all the people involved on that day are tested. So if it's the cameraman, if it's the referee, the players, the coaches, etc., test them all. If they've not got it, fine, go ahead with the game behind closed doors and keep doing that until thingy. But the problem is then let's say for example, I don't want to give any team names because I don't wish bad on anybody, but let's just say Team A against Team B 3 weeks after they've restarted the season, and 7 players from Team A test positive and 3 from Team B. Because the season is now again in full flow, do they cancel that game between Team A and Team B, or do they say, we'll pick it back up in 2 weeks when you guys get better?
No.
What do they do then?
Then they have
this is the problem.
But then they're putting the players' health at risk.
This is the problem. So then this is the problem. So do you actually bring back football behind closed doors? Because these players are still in contact with family. Are they all quarantining? Like people like Jack Grealish wasn't following the rules, crashed his Range Rover. There's Jerome Boateng went to visit his ill son yesterday. He got fined by German FA and Bayern. So there's people that are going out for whatever reason. They're still going out. Now, if Jack Grealish comes back and he's got corona and he passes it on to his Villa teammates, and the season was meant to start next week, for example, but how can Villa play when potentially all of his teammates might get coronavirus? So that's the problem. So where do you kind of draw the line, and when do you really start? Because do you start for a couple of weeks and then people get it and then you stop again? Yeah. That's what they've got to weigh up. I'm not too sure. Maybe
it's a difficult one, but that's why there's nothing that they can do other than the fact that wait until we know for sure that everyone is going to be okay. Anything else than that, yesterday, a little kid died, 13 years old.
Yeah, I see.
Which shows like that no one is safe from this. And it's the FA's job, it's UEFA's job. At the end of the day, every football player is an employee of the FA, the German FA, UEFA, FIFA, all of that, like the employees. And it's up to FIFA, it's up to UEFA, it's up to FA to make sure that they don't put their players or their employees in a position where they could potentially die, because we're talking about lives here now. We're not talking about being bedridden. We're not talking about broken legs. We're talking about deaths. So until everything is 100% safe, there's nothing else that they can do, honestly.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. I think it's true, man. It's too risky. It's too risky. Sports at the moment, like the people are saying, sports is not the priority right now. Like people, Alisson was saying here, Firmino, and all of these guys, Pogba, sports is not the priority. Right now, listening to the government and staying quarantine and staying in, like, you know, we're lucky, man. We've got Netflix, we've got food, we've got so much in this country. We've got internet, we've got so much, man. Imagine if you had to go into India, for example, where they were saying people have to live together, 10, 15 people, and they share rooms, and the sanitary and the hygiene is at a low. And imagine if that was us, man. Like, they could easily be, they could be in a very bad situation. We're very fortunate. So my advice to everybody, I'm not the health secretary, but, I'm a concerned citizen. That's the truth, man. Stay home, watch the MVP podcast, watch your favorite YouTube channel. Yeah, man, you got nothing better to do. Don't give me that I ain't got time. Don't give me that I ain't got time. Trust me. Watch the MVP podcast, subscribe, like, share, comment, do the whole nine, man.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I think our time's up. So we're gonna come back again. We're gonna record every 2 days, and just keep dropping content as much as we can. Guys, Sosa's not here, so I'm gonna do it for him. If you like the video, subscribe, share it with everyone, and hopefully we'll be back again soon. So Naeem, peace.
Take it easy, B-man. I'll speak to you soon. Stay safe, brother.
Yeah, you too.